In this JavaScript tutorial, we are going to see conditional statements, that is if condition, if else, if keywords. So let's look at the if statement, how you can write the if conditions in the JavaScript. So basically you need to start with the if keyword, followed by that inside the brackets you need to write the condition. If this particular condition returns you the true as a value, that's the outcome. So this particular code block will be executing. Otherwise, if this condition is returning you the false as the outcome, then it will never execute this particular code block. So that's all about the if condition. Let's move on to the if else keywords now. So once again, I'm using the if condition, and followed by that I'm adding the else keyword, and I'm writing the another code block here. So if this particular condition is returning you the false, then it will comes to the else part and it will execute all the code whatever you have written inside the else block. If this condition outcome is true, then it will execute this particular code block within the if condition. So that's all about the if statement, if else statement. So let's move on to the third statement, that is the if else if statement. So here I have written the if statement. If this condition is condition 1 returns you the true, then it will execute this code block. Let's say condition 1 is returns you the false, then it comes to the else block. Again there is another condition 2. So this condition it will check. If this condition returns you the false as the outcome, in that case it goes to the else block again, and it will execute whatever you have written inside the else block. If this condition 2 is returning you the true value, then it will execute all the code block whatever you have written inside the if condition. So like this you can write n number of if and else and if conditions inside the JavaScript. Now let's look at the examples. So far you have seen all the examples in the terminal. So now let's look at conditional statement examples in the browser console. So here I will bring up one simple pop-up where we can click on the button. So here I'll say press a button. So that's it. So this pop-up gives you two buttons. One is OK and second one is cancel. So if you press OK, the output will be true. And if I press cancel, the output will be false here. So as I said, we will be using if condition, so if keyword, and inside that we are adding the condition. Based on the condition outcome, your code will be getting executed, right? So let's look at the if statement first. So here I'll say if, and inside if simply I will pass this particular statement. So this is going to return us the true or false value based on the user input. So here I'll say console dot log, and I will print the message as pressed. Let's say you pressed OK. So that's it, guys. So I'll come to the next line and I will close it. And if you see here, so I have executed this particular statement. So this, now it is displaying you the pop-up. Now you can click on the OK. If you click on OK, it goes inside the if condition and it will execute all the code whatever you have written inside the if condition. So I pressed OK, and if you see here, so it is got this particular console.log got executed and it is printing you pressed OK. Now this time I will press cancel, and if I press cancel, it will never go inside the if condition. And if you see the output here, the output is nothing. So no statements are executed this time. So this is an example for the if condition in the JavaScript. So let's look at the if else statements in the JavaScript. So here I'll say I will use the same statements, and after that, so as I said, to write the if else conditions, we need to use the first if condition. So if keyword followed by that condition. So inside that if, you can write a number of n number of lines code you can write it inside the if condition, sorry. So then you can simply say else, and followed by that you can open the curly brace, and here you can write whatever the code you want it. So in my case I'm simply writing console.log, console.log, and simply I will add the message as you pressed cancel. So that's it. Now I will close the else block here. So that's it. Now, so if I press OK, and the output will be you pressed OK. So if block will be getting executed. If I press cancel, it goes to the else block, and whatever the code you have written inside the else block, that code will be getting executed. So this time let's pass the OK, and now it is executed the if condition inside the if, it went inside the if condition. So let's say once again I will execute the same statement. So this time let's press the cancel, and it executes only the else block because our condition is false here. So if you look at here, it is executed the else block, and it is printing you the you pressed cancel. So this is how you can write the if else statements in the JavaScript. Now let's look at the example for the if else if statements. So what I will do here, simply I will use the same condition. On top of that, after the if, so here I'm using the if, then followed by that else keyword, and here we have to write the another if in case you are adding the multiple if statements. So here I'll say if, and again we have to write the condition here. So in my case, simply I will pass the true. That's it. So what happens is, let me execute this particular statement. So whenever I'm pressing cancel, so it goes to the else block. So in this else block, again I have written another if condition. So here I'm not writing any conditions here. Simply I'm directly passing the true value. So if I pass a true value, directly it will go inside the another second if condition, and it will execute all the statements. So if I press cancel, so it is going inside the another if condition, and it is checking this particular condition. So here I'm hard coding the condition outcome as the true, and then it is going inside another if condition, that's a second if condition, and it is going to execute whatever I have written inside the second if condition, and it is printing you the you pressed cancel. So like this you can write n number of if, else, and if conditions in the JavaScript.